Hello, YouTube. So, I want to come on and talk a little bit. Let me try and fix this thing. And talk a little bit about this asteroid that's supposed to come relatively close to Earth tomorrow. There's a couple things happening tomorrow. In the morning, there is some kind of a shuttle, SpaceX, that's coming back into our atmosphere. And if you're on the East Coast, you may be able to see it. It's going to be like a bright light fireball that might even look kind of similar to a comet coming back into our atmosphere. And it's supposed to land in the Atlantic, between like off the coast of Charleston, South Carolina, and let's see, and Florida. So that's happening tomorrow about, if you look about between 8:20 and like 8:40. You should be able to see it. Also, there is an asteroid. And it's called, hold on, 2019 DN. It is 91 to 200 meters wide. Okay? Like the one that streaked across Russia back in 2013 was only 20 meters wide. Okay? And the one that killed the dinosaurs when the asteroid hit over in Mexico was 50 miles wide. So, this is pretty big. They say it's not going to hit us. I can't remember the distance. I want to say it said 3 lunar, like 3 spaces in between like the Earth and the Moon, distance-wise from the Earth. But so that, we may be able to see it. And, God, I can't remember what time they said tomorrow. But, so between this SpaceX coming back into our atmosphere, and said that, like, if you're on the East Coast, like, not far from Charleston, South Carolina, like me, like maybe anywhere from here to Florida. Anyway, when it comes into the atmosphere, so we could hear a loud boom. So it's the SpaceX, and then we have an asteroid too. I tell you, oh boy, don't watch the news, don't read nothing. You get scared to death. Anyway, y'all, I want to show you my coffee cup. This is me in the morning without my coffee. So, anyway, now I also want to talk about UFOs. I know that the people out there that has not seen them is not going to believe in it. Nothing new. But, me personally, I have seen UFOs. I've seen 2 pretty close up. So, one of them was when I was 11. Somewhere around 10, 11. Me, my mother, and my sister was coming back from bingo at the Catholic Church. And we turned into the trailer park that we lived in. And it was about 10:30 at night, maybe 11. And my mom stopped the car. So, we just sat there. No one said anything for a while. Until, of course, me, I simply said, Mom, what is that? And she said, oh, you see it too? I'm like, yes, I see it, but what is it? She said, I don't know, but I'm glad I'm not crazy. She said, I'm glad you see it too. So this thing was hovering over the middle of the playground. We had a huge playground in the middle of the trailer park. And over the well house, this thing was hovering relatively low to the ground. Like, you could see it. We weren't that far from it. So, anyway, sorry y'all, but people keep messaging. So, at any rate, this thing, the top part of it, looked like it had dark tinted windows. Like, you couldn't really see through it. And then the bottom of it looked like a silver metal. And all around the center of it had flashing lights, like all different color flashing lights. So, like I said, we sat there for a little bit. Oh, I wish these people would stop. Oof. So we sat there for a little bit, and then we went on. When we lived in the back of the trailer park, so we kept driving. Well, anyway, it was still there when we drove away. So we went in, I went to my bedroom, and we lived back by the woods. Y'all, I couldn't sleep all night. I was scared. And I kept looking at my window, my bedroom window. I was afraid that I was going to see the flashing lights outside. And I couldn't sleep. I mean, this thing bothered me for a long time. I mean, it's different seeing it in a distance, but when you see it close up, it's scary. So the next day, I went to the playground where we had seen it, hovering over the well house. And I looked at the top of the well house, and it had this sparkly powder on top of the well house. And being a kid, it almost looked like the fine, sparkly powder eyeshadow that we have today. But I touched it, and my fingers were sparkly. So I ran back home and washed my hands, because it scared me. I thought to myself, God knows, why'd you touch that? Like, you don't know what that stuff is. You don't know what's in it. Okay, so that was my first experience. I mean, I had seen other things in the distance, but I couldn't say for sure 100% that it was an unidentified object. And this one was about, I say 1972, or 74, somewhere in between there. And it was in the lower Hudson Valley in New York. There's a lot of sightings of UFOs up there. It's like one of the hot spots. If you look it up online, you'll see what I'm talking about. So, anyway, the next one I saw close up was here in North Carolina. We was leaving for work. It was probably around 5 a.m., a little after. Say between 5:30 a.m. in the morning. And this was back in like 2015. And me, my youngest daughter, a friend of ours, and my boyfriend was going to work down in Myrtle Beach to clean condos. Well, when we came out of the street we lived on and took a left, over this field, there was this, you couldn't see, I couldn't see the whole craft. But it was, oh my God, it made 10 of the one I seen back in the 70s. And it was not shaped the same. It was like a V shape. It had, all I can do is show you, it had diagonal, it was like diagonal like this across the sky. And again, it was low. It wasn't as low as the other one, but it was so huge that you could see it pretty good. And this one, you know, it had lights. The whole diagonal thing in the sky was lights. So, my daughter, was driving. I was behind her, and it was on the passenger side. So I didn't have as good of a view as my boyfriend at the time and the other girl, Crystal, who was in the front seat, passenger side. They are the ones that said that it was a big V-shaped ship. Well, I asked my daughter to stop. Back in the 70s, I didn't have a camera. I didn't have a phone that recorded and nothing like that. Well, she slowed down, but then she said that she seen the sparkly stuff shooting out the bottom of it. Y'all, she was gone. She put the pedal to the metal. She didn't stop for the stop sign down at the end of the street. Nothing. She took a left. We got up to the highway, which was Highway 701. She did stop at that stop sign. That's a main highway. But I looked back, and I could still see it just as clear. Because, I really wish she would have stopped, because that was my opportunity to get the best footage that I've seen anywhere else. This thing was so low, so close up. Neither one of these crafts made a noise. You could not hear nothing. So, for non-believers out there, fine. Don't believe me. But I'm telling you, I seen it. And, I can't say what it was. I ain't never seen no damn Martians. I ain't never seen no little green man. But I seen these doggone crafts. And I've seen numerous of these crafts. But most of them have been in a distance. Now, I don't know, but I have heard that other people with my blood type have a lot of these encounters too. And that would be the RH negative blood type. It's a copper-based blood type. It's not found anywhere here on Earth. So they say. I don't know. Are we aliens? Some say we're the fallen angels. I know I'm not a fallen angel. Some believe that we could be Christ's bloodline. Some people believe Jesus and Mary Magdalene had children. And with the Catholics leaving all these books, transcripts and scrolls out of the Bible, there's no telling. Like Enoch, Book of Enoch. It has more information in it. There's several books that has been left out. They want to condition us to believe, just what they put in there. And all the extras they don't want us to know about. So, but there has been supposedly over in Africa some people that ended up there from, I don't know, I want to say Egypt. some African people over in Egypt. My thing timed out. I might have to do another thing, another video, finish it off. Over in Egypt that had Jesus's blood type, which was O negative. So anyway, I don't know if this is why I've always had these spiritual type encounters, and UFO encounters, and I, have seen things. I can look at a missing persons poster, and I can tell if they're dead. I can tell if they're alive. I even had the names of people that was the killers of this one boy here that was local. When it came out in the paper, the names that I had wrote down was who killed this little boy. How I know it, I don't know. But I'm also a very spiritual person. So this has been going on my whole life. I never contributed it to my blood type, though. So, at any rate, we'll do a longer conversation on the blood type at a later date. So the video's already kind of ran kind of long. So we'll continue this at a later date. But as I said, and also with this blood type, I have a lot of autoimmune diseases. It's where your white blood cells don't recognize your body. It's supposed to be protecting your body, but instead it's eating it. So if I get sick and my white blood cell count gets high, I'm in danger. Because I have lupus, fibromyalgia, rheumatoid arthritis. As a matter of fact, I'll show you. You can see right now, see this eye, it looks like somebody hit me in my eye. I mean, bags, which I have had a lot of stress and been tired lately, with this dog and whatnot. But, yeah, so when I get tired and wore out and stressed out, this this happens. I get spots that, just come up, and anyway, that's, again, another longer story, so, but we'll finish. Anyway, my thing keeps going to timeout, space limit, so we'll finish this. I'm going to upload this video, and I'll do like a continuance of it.